afternoon, trainees.
Afternoon, sir.
How are you doing today?
Fine, thanks. How are you, sir?
I'm also doing great. Welcome to today's class. As we discussed last time, it is also going to be a practical lesson. Last time we looked at swaging. Now we are going to solder. All right. Now, before we get started, I just want to ask, does anybody know what this is? Or maybe you have used it or seen somebody use it before. Anyone?
I've seen somebody use it.
Andreas, you have seen somebody use it.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that you can be able to operate it?
I think I just remember.
Okay, show me, give me a try.
Just remember him opening the cylinders.
Okay.
Then he opened this red.
Okay.
That's all I remember.
Okay, that's all you remember. Thank you very much. All right. Now with that, let me give you the objective of this lesson. Trainees, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to solder copper tubing using the oxy-acetylene set. Now, what we have here is the oxy-acetylene set. Oxygen combined together with acetylene to come up with this flame here. Right. So, what I am going to do today, but before I go there, I want to ask, what do you think it's important for us to be able to do this? What should we learn about this? Anyone? All right. Okay, no one. I will tell you why. So that we can be able to seal pipes to avoid leakages. Right? So that is why. Right, now let's go into our lesson. What I'm going to do now this afternoon, I am going to show you how to solder, and then later I will give you an assessment to show me whether you have captured it. Right, so there are 6 steps that you need to follow when you are soldering. Number 1, you need to cut your tubing, but because of time, we already have copper tubing that is already cut. So we just need to remove the base. So you cut and then you remove the base. So last time we used the reamer, but now we are going to use a file because our tubing is quite bigger. Just like that. So the base are removed. Okay. Then secondly, now you have to clean the outside of your copper tubing using abrasive material, a sandpaper in this case. So as you can see, it's clean. Then secondly now, because now we clean on the outside, now you need to clean the copper tubing on the inside using a clean cloth. Then, so you clean it on the inside. So if sometimes you have a small brush that can fit, you can use a brush. Just make sure that whatever you use is clean. Then after that, now we have to now apply the flux. We need to apply the flux. So applying the flux here, right? It doesn't have to be too much. And then after that, now we are ready to solder. So now it's time to operate our oxy-acetylene set. So we have 2 cylinders here, the maroon one for acetylene and then the black one for oxygen. So first open acetylene just a little bit, and then oxygen. Then we also have got 2 valves or 3 valves here. So the 2 work together, the blue one for oxygen and then the red one for acetylene. So open acetylene alone. Open acetylene alone, and then you light. So can you just help me with the lighter because it's a bit old. Thank you. Now, remember you are soldering. Soldering means that the flame must not be too strong. Because if you make it too strong, you might end up brazing instead of soldering. Okay. So, how do you know it's not too strong? It shouldn't make a loud sound. So, then from there you hit your joints. Now, you hit your joint until you can feel that it's ready. Now, how do you know that it's ready? It turns reddish. Then you know it is ready. Okay? So in the beginning, you can be close. You can be close. You can be close. Then you hit it. Okay. You see that it's turning reddish, eh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you start now to apply. So then you just move around. Okay. Just move around. Just move around until the whole joint is sealed. You have to seal it proper so that it doesn't leak. Okay, now the joint is sealed. Now you can switch off acetylene first, and then oxygen also the cylinders will come out. Okay, now the last step is to take a wet cloth and then you pull off the joint. All right? So this is very important because if you touch here, or your face, your cheek, touch here, then you are going to give yourself a scar. All right. So trainees, this is how we solder. So just remember that the difference is temperature. So if you make your flame too strong, then you will end up braising instead of soldering.
So, just in case my flame is too heavy, do I switch off?
No, you don't have to switch off. You can just reduce, but you start reducing on the oxygen first. Because if you reduce acetylene, it will switch off. All right, so do we see now? So you can see that this is nicely sealed off. All right, so any further questions before we do it together? Yes, Katrina?
So why do we apply flux?
Yes, flux is to prevent oxidation. So after cleaning now, because your flame is not that strong, you just have to apply flux to prevent oxidation. Yes. So, okay. I believe there are no further questions. Now, let's do it together now. Now, you guys, you must aid me. What is the first step? Okay. Okay. Right? Yes. And second one? Clean the outside tubing using abrasive material. Third, you clean the inside with a clean cloth or a brush. Yes. Then you apply the flux. Okay. Right. Then next. Okay. Now can somebody try to light it for me? Let's see. Or two people. Can two people try to light the set? Yes. Okay, thank you. Then from there it's the heating part. Okay. The heating part, I'm going to check it in the assessment that I am going to give you. All right. Now, let me just emphasize on a few points here. Remember that if you open too much here, then your flame is going to be too strong. Also, if you open too much here, your flame is going to be too strong. But also remember that you can regulate your pressures using the regulators. All right? So this is the additional information that I'm giving you. So these ones are already properly set, but you can always reduce or increase your pressure. All right. Now, let me give you now the assessment. As for the procedures, I will ask you to note them down during the summarizing of the lesson. All right. Now, you do it for me. You have got less than 2 minutes to finish up, and I will come check your work. For safety reasons, I forgot to mention this. Make sure your flame is far from the cylinders because you can create a bomb. Okay, since we don't have enough oxy-acetylene set, we can just guide each other here. Let's see. Tell him what he's doing wrong or what he's doing right. One person must apply. Two. One holding. All right, the time is up. Time is up. Finish. Right. So. Don't bend me. Are you sure it's good enough? All right. So now, traders, thank you very much for your try. I see everybody was following the steps. It's just that we don't have enough oxy-acetylene sets for every person to actually have a go with that. But at least you were helping each other there. Now I'm going to give you feedback as to whether you have done it the right way or the wrong way. Remember that if your flame is too much, I will be able to see from the discoloration. So, but this was not because of flame being too much. The flame was okay, but it's just you took too long. Now the pipe is overheated. It's also not sealed off clearly. So let me guide you on how to do it. So now just quickly light it up for me. I'll give you guidance. Okay. Quickly. Right. Sit it up. Right. Okay. Yes, that flame is okay. So, where you got it wrong is that you were not really turning around that much. You were stagnant on one place, and remember that if you heat it for too long also on one place, the soda that you applied will also dissolve off. Then it will run down. Okay, so that was the problem. So I'm gonna heat it until it becomes red. So it's now red. You can see that I'm applying now. So once I'm done, I shouldn't stay there for a long time because I will dissolve it. Then I walk around. I move around the pipe. You see? So properly sealed. And also under there, it's properly sealed. So that's how you do it. So pull it up for me quickly. Thank you. So, right. So now you can see. Now you can see that it will not leak. It's properly sealed. All right. Now, trainees, now go for me on page 124 in your refrigeration trade theory book so that we can highlight those procedures. So, on page 124, you can see step number 1. Please highlight it. Okay. So you don't have to read the steps. We spoke about them already. Just highlight step number 1. Then you highlight step number 2. Then you also highlight step number 3, and step number 4, step number 5, and then our last step, step number 6, which is the pulling off of the joint. All right. Now, before we actually seal off the lesson, any questions? Any further questions that you want to ask? Right. No questions. All right. Thank you, trainees. Now, what I want you to do as part of your homework is I want you to go read on page 129 in your trade theory book. so that you can come prepared for our next lesson, which is brazing. So there are procedures there on that page. So please read there and then come prepared. All right. So if there are no any other questions, and in the absence of further contributions, class is adjourned. See you next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.